નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી. Welcome students to fifth part of 14th chapter Water of 6th Science. In the last part we discussed that on getting heat, water becomes water vapor. And now the vapor becomes a part of air and it gets disappeared. Okay. Second thing we come to know that whether the clothes, wet clothes or anything, water in the shade, whether it is in the sunlight, it used to get disappears, means the water becomes water vapor. Why? Because that wet clothes becomes dry after 1 or 2 days, it depends, after some time. So water used to become water vapor, water dries, water gets disappear, means what? It is a process of evaporation. The water becomes water vapor. That is why that water gets disappear. Let it be in the shade, let it be in the sunlight. Then the next question was that, in the end of that last part, there was the next question was that from where does water get the heat it needs to evaporate? From where does the water gets heat it needs to get evaporated? So let's find out. For there is second activity, and the aim of the activity is what? Activity 2, to understand that evaporation occurs both in sunlight as well as in shade. So let's try to understand with this activity that evaporation occurs in both, in sunlight, in shade. For that, what you require, what is the process? Let's go into the textbook. Let's look into the textbook. For that, open page number 139 in your textbook. Let's go for that. Take 2 smaller plates. What materials required? Take 2 smaller plates. One of the plate in sunlight and keep the other under shade. Now we have to take 2 similar plates. We have to place one of the plate in the sunlight and another in the shade. Now pour equal amount of water in each of the plates. See, one of the plate in the sunlight, one of the plate in the shade. Now pour equal amount of water in both the plates. You can use a cap of a bottle to measure water. It depends upon the size of the plate. You can pour the water with the help of a cap of a bottle. Now, to measure that water, whether you put 2 full cap, 3 full cap, or only 1 full cap of water in the plate, to measure you can use a cap of a bottle. Make sure that water does not spill over. That is very important. Let the water is less than the size of the plate. That will do. But the bottle should not spill over. Observe the 2 plates after every 15 minutes. Now our activity starts, our observation starts. Now what you have to observe? You have to observe both the plate. In the sunlight, in the shade, observe the plate after 15 minutes. Does the water seem to disappear? Does the water seem to disappear? From which plate does it disappear first? What is the source of heat for this evaporation? So let's go for this activity. Then after 1 second we will go in this textbook. So we have to put these 2 plates. We have to observe it after 15 minutes. So what is our observation? The water from the plant kept in the sunlight disappears very fast. The water in the dish kept in the sunlight disappears very fast. The water from the plant kept in the shade also disappears, but it takes longer time to get disappear. To disappear, the plant kept in the shade, that water gets longer time to get disappear. But the plant we kept in the sunlight, that water gets disappear very fast. That is our observation. Okay. So what is conclusion? Evaporation takes place from all the open places of water. Remember, evaporation takes place from all the open places of water. Now, which are those places? That is from water bodies, we can say from water, which is under direct sunlight, as well as from water kept in shade. From both the place, water gets disappear, water becomes vapor, whether it is in the sunlight, whether it is in the shade. Okay, that is what we come to know. Now, let's go in the textbook. Now, what happens actually? During the daytime, sunlight falls on the water in oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds. During daytime, sunlight falls on oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds. The fields and other land areas also receive sunlight. Everywhere there is sunlight, many areas, that open area receives sunlight. As a result, water from all these places continuously changes into water vapor. As a result, water from all the places, means from ocean, from river, from ponds, from everywhere, water becomes, or water continuously changes into water vapor. However, the salts dissolved in the water are left behind. If we say about the oceans, then the salt dissolved in water are left behind, and that water becomes water vapor. In activity 2, did you find that water also disappeared from the plant kept in the shade? Okay, see, if the water gets disappeared from the plant kept in the sunlight, say within 1 hour, 2 hours, but after 6 hours, 8 hours, or after 1 day, the water will get disappear from the plant kept in the shade also. Through it, through it could have taken more time. So, the water, let me read once again. Did you find that water also disappeared from the plant kept in shade? Through it could have taken more time. Does the heat from the sunlight reach here? See, we kept that plant in the shade. Then, does the sunlight reach here also? I think it is not. We cannot see any sunlight in this room. Why? Because we are in the shade. Sunlight is somewhere outside. Then, okay, let me tell you, yes. During the daytime, all the air surrounding us gets heated. During the daytime, all the air surrounding us gets heated. See, air is everywhere, and during the daytime, all the air surrounding us get heated. This warm air provides heat for evaporation of water in the shade. Okay, let me tell you more briefly. See, the air in the sunlight will get heated, है ना, and air current coming all over, air current is there in the shade also there, so that warm air come over here and the air over here will go somewhere in the sunlight, है ना. It is continuously change places, that air, so that the water in the shade also will get warm air, isn't it? That is why, see, this warm air provides heat for evaporation of water in the shade also. Okay. Thus, evaporation takes place from all open surface of water. Thus, evaporation takes place from all open surface of water. As a result, water vapor gets continuously added to air. Everywhere evaporation takes place where there is water, let it be in the shade, let it be in the sunlight. Okay. And as a result, water vapor gets continuously added to air. However, evaporation of water is a slow process. Evaporation of water is a slow process. That is why we rarely notice its loss from a bucket full of water, as the process is very slow. Evaporation process is very slow, and as a result, we rarely notice its loss from a bucket full of water. In sunlight, evaporation takes place faster compared to shade. The water in the sunlight, then that evaporation in that water gets takes place more fast, and faster. And on heating water on a burner, its evaporation takes place even faster. Is there any other process through which water vapor gets transferred to air? So now we come to know that everywhere there is water. In the water bodies, let it be in the oceans, let it be in the river, everywhere. Let it be in the shed, in the home also, in that bucket, if there is water. Everywhere evaporation takes place and that water becomes vapor every time, isn't it? That we come to know. But the second question, what that? Is there any other process through which water vapor gets transformed into air? Now another question in the end of this part. Think about this question. Read the textbook, watch this video, and will think in the next part this question. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Take care of yourselves and we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.